tell me who Konstantin Stanislavski is.
That is that foreign exchange student with the unibrow.
Uh-oh. No way out. I'm trapped. I can't get out of here. No food, no water, no remote control. What am I done?
I'm not sure, but from here, it looks like you completely ignored the instruction manual.
I gotta get out. I gotta get out. Linda! Watch the pig. Watch the pig. I got ball. Stop the ball. Stop the ball. It's not there. It's not there. To the hole. To the hole. Watch it. Leo, man. Your left.
Getting started, tell us what you have been working on.
A million things. I don't know. I have a lot of energy. A lot of my family describes me as like this engine that is always going. So I'm building about 9 companies right now. And I'm really excited about them. But as far as entertainment goes, like Netflix is on, one-on-ones on Netflix. It's exciting. Alone, my other horror movies on all the platforms, video on demand, Amazon, iTunes, Google Play. It's a horror film. It's exciting. California Love, My Brother's Keeper, coming out this fourth quarter. I've got a couple other movies. I'm drawing a blank a little bit right now. And then just, build up these businesses.
So what would you say if you had to pick on the entertainment side, the one that you were kind of most excited about right now, what would that be?
I just kind of, as far as entertainment goes, I'm excited about what the fans are excited about. I mean, I know a lot of people have sent me direct messages about the horror film because it's October, and October is sort of horror month, so everyone's has their popcorn, has their chocolate, they're like, find someone they can cuddle up with and spoon with because it's cuddle season, it's cupping season, and, watching the horror film. But everyone's also saying like, hey, you're bringing us back to One-on-One, which is one of our favorite family sitcoms. And it's amazing. It's incredible. So I'm excited for what the fans are excited about.
So if you had to choose out of all of your series, so, One-on-One, Cousin Skeeter, Meet the Browns, to get the reboot treatment, which one would you choose?
It's so funny. It's like everyone's asking me like which ones are my preferences. And that's all the parents that are out there. It's like asking you what your favorite kid is. You might have one, but you'll never say it in public. You know what I mean? So
we have to try, though. We always have to get you to try to pick one.
I know. I really, really love what I do. And, I've had some of the greatest times in my life, on the projects that I've been a part of, I feel very, very blessed to have had some iconic shows and more than one that have sort of entered mainstream. And, whether it be stuff from the beginning, like the Cousin Skeeter stuff, that's been fantastic and great. One-on-One's a big, huge player in the game as far as Black family sitcom. I told Flex the other day, I said, I think that you invented Girl Dad. People kind of credit Kobe Bryant with that. I was like, Kobe Bryant's probably watching One-on-One and probably stole it from Flex because essentially he was the single parent father. He was the first single parent father with a daughter on all television. And he did with having the swag and the style of being a cool guy and still sort of out in the field, but still having to be a responsible family leader at home. So, that's really important. And then obviously Meet the Browns is great. I've had so much great comedic moments with Mr. Brown on that show. And then, my movies too, I think are outstanding and people continue to watch them, year after year. So it's great.
Awesome. And then of course we have to mention that there is why I asked that question, because there is some buzz around One-on-One kind of coming back. So you don't have to tell me if that is actually happening or true.
So you're hearing that? You're hearing that too, huh? I'm hearing that too. I just try and make sure I stay young and beautiful. You know what I mean? Make sure I reprise, Arnez. Everyone always asks me what my sort of hidden secret is. And if you go on the internet, it's called EPM, and their website is EPM Product X. EPM Products, but EPM Product X. And I use this stuff called Allure. I put it on my face. It's amazing. It's like elite performance medicine. It's the best. It's like beauty rest in the bottle. So that's what keeps me young.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to come back to that because I want to talk to you about some of the kind of health stuff and wellness stuff that, you know, I kind of see you post and that we know that you're interested in. But I do have a question on a movie that's kind of a favorite of mine, which is Coach Carter. And I've always wondered, was it more pressure to be Samuel Jackson's kind of son on camera, or more pressure knowing that you're playing a real person, that this was real and this was, you know, somebody that you were kind of portraying in that way?
That's a great question. It's actually pretty multifaceted. So, you know, we live in a very, very subjective business. And I had the pleasure of actually meeting Kenneth Carter first. And he told me, "You're playing my son." And there was no script. There was no Samuel Jackson. None of that happened. About 3 years later, I found out that Sam was playing him. But originally, there was a question of whether or not my complexion was strong enough towards Samuel Jackson's, whether it would be justified that I be his son. So originally I wasn't allowed to play Sam's son. And then sort of like in the 25th hour, they actually brought me in for chemistry read with Sam Jackson. And, you know, Sam was the one that basically said, "This guy's playing my son. He's awesome. I'm going to the Lakers game." So Sam has had a big part in, you know, me sort of being chosen to play his son. And, you know, sometimes things in life can feel like you're slipping in between your fingers. But you have to, you know, understand that, you know, one, you know, pray to God. And number two, you know, the things that are for you, like sometimes they'll work out, but continue to fight.
Just a little more on that is, I mean, you're obviously at the stage now where people are kind of looking up to you, even though we're keeping young, people are looking up to you after such a long run in the industry. But I'm sure there are people that you kind of still look up to, including Samuel Jackson. But who are some of those people, especially now in this kind of weird TV climate? Who are you looking at and saying that person's doing it really well?
Yeah. So, you know, like the TV and film climate has been, you know, pretty outstanding. And TV's really gotten a lot stronger in the last few years. But, you know, some of my co-stars like Rick Gonzalez, who played Timo Cruz in Coach Carter with me, he's one of my favorite actors. Like, obviously, I love my Denzel Washingtons, and a lot of people, like even like our star of Black Panther. Like, he's such an amazing person, and really kind of used all of his popularity and all of his attention towards things that were positive, moving the culture forward. So I definitely, you know, admire him for that. But yeah, I think a lot of my peers are the ones that I admire because it's our time, it's our generation. You know, Sam and Denzel and all that stuff, they have these storied careers and they have all their accolades, and really, like, whether it be the Academy or the Academy of Arts and Sciences, the television department, that have, you know, awarded them and recognized their work. Like, now it's our time to get our recognition. So.
Awesome. All right. So back to the youth movement a little bit. So tell us what is up with your fitness game, because I feel like you have some fitness stuff going on. You have some like wellness stuff that you kind of are interested in. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, no, I'm really into helping other people. And my dad always taught me to be of service to, you know, mankind as a whole. And so, you know, I read a stat that 7 out of 10 Americans are suffering from are overweight or obese. And I thought, like, why is that? And so my question was, it's not because of the lack of a gym or the lack of resources. It's just about poor education. So it kind of made it sort of my life's mission to kind of like say, hey, like in the world of individuality and self-promotion, one thing unites billions of us across the globe, and that's the desire to live a long, healthy, and functional life. And so I started Highway Fit, Zero Road, Your Freedom. And, you know, it's low intensity, so it isn't taking up too much of your energy, and you can do it anytime, anywhere, every day. And I built it with my doctor. So it's medically sound, physician endorsed, and accessible for all. And so that's sort of like my, you know, my little thing that I leave behind. It's my little, like, you know, basketball crossover for health and fitness. So my version.
All right. So in that, what would you say is your number one tip to people who are kind of getting into fitness? Because as you mentioned, it's low intensity. So you're not like burning a lot of energy, but a lot of people, especially during this quarantine time, I'm not talking about myself, have gained so much weight and are, you know, having to start out in fitness. What is your advice to them?
My first advice is just go on Google, type in Highway Fit. Whether you're looking at it on YouTube, you can go to my website, therobertrichard.com. We can get a lot more information. But it's a low intensity workout. It takes about 10 minutes. And it's no weights, no gym, no travel. So you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to do anything. Like, you can do it wherever the comforts are in your life, wherever you're at. That's a great place to start. It's face down isometrics. It's kind of scientific and nerdy. But basically, like, you're facing the floor as opposed to facing the sky. So that's a great place to start. And then the second thing I'd always add is like eat the colors of the rainbow. If the foods are naturally red, orange, yellow, green, purple, they're healthy. Stay away from foods that are white, brown, and black in color and nature. So that's, no rice, no carbs, no sugar, no salt. Stay away from things that are brown and black. That's where sort of like your road to fitness freedom begins.
I'm going to pretend you didn't say brown just because I really like chocolate, but I hear you.
I'm Robert Ri'chard. What's going on, world? I love you guys and God bless. And you've just been buzzed.